The top stories. The finance minister says VAT will stay. Bajan sanctioned by US in synthetic drug probe. And great news for chocolate lovers and short men. Welcome to this edition of Nation News on Tuesday, May the 13th, 2014. The Minister of Finance, Chris Sinclair, has rejected abolishing the value-added tax as recommended by the Central Bank Governor, Delyle Worrell. Mr. Sinclair told the House of Assembly that VAT was the country's premier indirect tax and, though it had its challenges, it would remain in place. Furthermore, he said he had never received any written or verbal recommendation for the abolition of VAT from the governor or anyone else. The central bank boss recently called the tax a complex mess which should be replaced by a simple sales tax. The low-cost airline JetBlue is putting on more flights to Barbados for summer in what officials hope will stem the decline in the U.S. market. First quarter arrivals fell 8%, largely the result of the cancellation of American Airlines direct flights from New York. Chairman of the Barbados Tourism Authority, Adrian Elcock, said the additional summer flights will make for a truly memorable experience for visitors.
I'm told that come, I think it's around June 16th or so until September, we're going to be adding an additional rotation, what they like to call the red-eye service, but what I like to call the party hopper central, because you're going to have a person being able to work the whole day in New York, come fet right through, and then get back on the plane around 4 in the morning and get to work in New York again at 8:30. So the person could have a really true experience by coming on JetBlue come June.
In addition to the summer flights, local general manager for JetBlue, Terry Lane, says they are putting larger aircraft on the route. The United States Treasury Department has announced its first financial sanctions against people accused of dealing in synthetic drugs, and one of the four is a 27-year-old Barbadian man. He's said to have been the local contact for a Canadian family of 3 who allegedly supplied so-called bath salts and synthetic marijuana to the American market. The Canadians allegedly ran their operation through a global network of companies, including one which listed a branch at a Bridgetown mall. The Bajan and the Canadians do not face drug charges, but they have been officially sanctioned under the so-called Kingpin Act, meaning U.S. citizens cannot do business with them and their American assets have been seized. All of the drug possession cases that go before the juvenile court involve boys, some as young as 13, who not only use the drug but sell to their mates at school. Magistrate Barbara Cooke-Alleyne said this at a crime prevention event for school children. She said that when she questioned the juvenile pushers, they said they were selling drugs to help their parents. The magistrate said the issue was widespread across schools. Our congratulations to Winifred Odessa Winnie Ince, the 23rd centenarian that Nation News has been made aware of this year. Relatives and friends were on hand to celebrate at Winnie Ince's Maxwell Hill Christchurch home, and they all told the story of how she constantly reminded them of her big day. A chocolate-making factory is to be established in Barbados under the terms of an agreement the University of the West Indies at Cape Hill has signed with the United States chocolate makers Spangvola. The Memorandum of Understanding also paves the way for training of chocolate makers from Caribbean cocoa producing nations at UWI in a project which falls under the university's Center for Food Security. So, the plan for the 30-acre St. Thomas property donated to UWI by the Edgells is beginning to take shape. The MOU was signed by Sir Hilary Beckles and Eric Reed, the CEO of the Chocolatier. We now hear from Sherilyn Toppin in this week's commentary on those missing girls in Nigeria.
Some of us have joined the global campaign Bring Back Our Girls, adding our voices to the many demanding the return of hundreds of kidnapped Nigerian schoolgirls. We have our own tales of woe here in Barbados. Schoolgirls are also missing in this country. We don't know if they've been kidnapped. We don't know if they have run away from home. We don't know if they're hiding out at a friend, family member, or someone else. The parents of those girls are also in agony. but no one has sounded the alarm. So today, we urge you, if you know where they are, please bring back our Barbadian girls.
In sport, 10-time champions St. Giles have been sailing through this year's Pine Hill Primary School's netball competition without conceding a goal so far. St. Giles beat Hinesbury 14-0 and then returned to defeat Wesley Hall Juniors 19-0 at the Netball Stadium. In Division 1 netball, UWI Blackbirds beat CO Williams Rangers 32-27 on Monday night at the Netball Stadium. National shooter Shanika Wharton led the Blackbirds with 28 goals from 34 attempts. Friday's game between rivals St. Barnabas and Rangers remains an important championship signpost. If St. Barnabas win, they would move out front in the title race, but a defeat would set up another three-way tie at the top of the standings. In cricket, 5 Barbadians have been named in a Sajjakor West Indies High Performance Centre 13-man team to play Bangladesh in 2 four-day cricket matches in Barbados starting later this month. They are Jonathan Carter, Carlos Brathwaite, Miguel Cummins, Ashley Nurse, and Craig Brathwaite. And finally, here's some news that should cheer up height-challenged men everywhere. Short men will live longer than taller people because they are more likely to carry a gene that protects them from the effects of aging, scientists have revealed. The so-called longevity gene has been proven to enhance lifespan in animal tests, but has never before been linked to variations in height in humans. A new scientific study, the largest of its kind and involving more than 8,000 aging American, Japanese men and Hawaii, conclusively showed a direct connection between short height and long life. What's more, short men are also more likely to have lower blood insulin levels and less likely to get cancer. Eat your heart out. That's Nation News for today. It's available on our YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitter, and on our website, nationnews.com. Your news, your time, your way.